remember we used to be in class, well, you got to speak proper English. Wait a minute, stop. It's composed of 4 writing systems in English, and this is off topic, but it's composed of 4 writing systems. You know what I mean? You got lexicon, you got grammar, you got semantics, and then you have phonology. So when we talking about these writing systems, wait a minute, you said semantics. What are semantics? That means that in the system of English, semantics is when words have been taken out of its original content and placed into another one to create confusion. So I've been speaking semantics, yeah, you've been speaking semantics your whole life.
So it's almost like you've never really understood anything you've read.
There you go. Unless you have people who maybe were doing the work that we're talking about now, to sit down with you and say, let's examine these things. Because when I ask people, are you black? I always ask people, it's not like I'm condemning, because I used to say that about myself. I'm not condemning. I'll say to them, well, prove it. Where did you learn that from? Who taught you these things? And what does that mean politically? What does that mean legally? Because if you're saying that this is who you are, and in fact we do it just like this. Are you black? Are you Negro? Are you colored? Are you African American? Are you Jamaican? Are you Native American? Are you Indian? Are you indigenous? Are you Aboriginal? What are you? And you find out that we're the only people on the planet who are associated with a various amount of different terminology and names, and what's the reason for it? To divide and conquer, to denationalize people, and to misclassify them. And we're going to talk about that in a minute real quick. So, and it goes back to Old English too, because Old English comes from, it's before the 12th century too, so we're talking about the 1100s too. Old English, talking about the 1100, 1400 time period too. So you want to keep reading, or we get enough?
Old English, place, akin to Old High German.
So stop. So akin to Old High German. So when we talking about the term akin to Old High German, you're talking about related to German. So this word possibly could have derived from Germany. And then they got a German word in there to give you the derivative that it comes from. And when you talk about Old High German, you're talking about 12th century era. So you're talking about the 1100s too. So here it is that you got a chronology, meaning the time period for where this word derived from. Okay? Our ancestors never sat down and said this is who he was. In fact, I had ancestors before they passed who were older said, don't call me that. That's not who I am. Don't do that. Because they knew and they understood that these were terminology that was imposed on people, and it was used as a brand, as a label, like you said earlier, as a brand. And so when you're dealing with international affairs or the affairs of nation states, let's think about it. You go to the United Nations, show me the black community in the United Nations. Don't exist. It don't exist. Because you have to have a nationality. You cannot come as property, and guess what? They're not imposing on us. They like, these Europeans, they're not imposing on us. We voluntarily saying this is who is. Why? Because through the educational system is constantly being perpetuated. Wherever you go, Black Lives Matter. I'm not condemning the movement. Except for it's constantly being reinforced. And you got to think about that. If I create a lie, the only way I can keep that lie circulating is by reinforcing it. So let's think about it. I can say I got a brother named Timothy, but you never see me with Timothy. So I go get a picture. I might draw it. I go take a picture of somebody. Say, boom, there go my brother. That's my brother right there. I may even crop it out, put myself in a picture with him, like, what's up? And you're like, yeah, that's his brother. Right. And you start to believe it because I'm bringing you things to support the illusion and to reinforce it, even though it doesn't exist. And this is the challenge that we have as a people. And that's why I'm sitting here asking these questions now and question now. But if you want to read, it's like a little part and you can read, you can stop right there.
Yeah, I'm having that moment right now.
Look at the right.
I'm like, I just look at the camera like,
he's downloading like.
I'm having that moment that, you realize like, you don't know nothing. You thought you was smart. You thought you knew who you were.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to read the last part?
Yeah, do you want me to tell you how to say it in Old High German?
Block. No, you ain't got to do all that. That's enough. Matter of fact, we didn't do enough, so go ahead and wrap it up.
Thank you very much.
We did enough.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Because we didn't know how to read the dictionary.
Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But these are the things that we have to learn. You know what I mean? These fundamental things is not like wrong, because when I didn't know, I did the same thing. Yeah. I did the same exact thing. Like, yeah, I knew what the fuck you. Then I'm sitting there looking, and then what I usually do is when I got my children with me, I will get them, because the child should be able to understand what we're talking about. And they should be able to understand and identify. So when they in there selling Black history, my son will tell you, I ain't celebrating that. And then on that, you're not going to relegate my culture to a month. You're not going to relegate it, because when we step outside these doors, when we step outside these institutions, we are constantly being reinforced by European history, European culture. And that's why I said we have to look at history in terms of being able to question it, object to it. But the only way to do that is that we got to introduce information to our people, you know what I mean, without them being, feeling like they're being attacked or being who they are, or saying that this is why, because it's not an attack, you know what I mean? And so let me go here. Now, denationalization. I got y'all. Denationalization. What does that mean? Well, if I see the word D, I know that means reverse. So when I see nationalization, we're talking about a process where people are being either born, or a process where people are being granted a nationality or national identity through a process, and they call it naturalization too as well. So denationalization is the declaration or to deprive somebody of their national identity, okay, and then to force them to assume the identity that you want them to assume, or an identity that's foreign to what they naturally are. So this is the process of denationalization. Part of denationalization is when you misclassify. So when I ask people, you black, right? So give me your legal classification as a citizen. People be scratching their heads because they don't know. They don't know the significance of being called black and the legal significance and what it implies and what it means. Not even just its implication, what it actually means in law. They don't know. And that's the challenge. So if in law you're black and you writing this on your birth certificate, you writing this on your contract, you writing it, what legal rights, what legal benefits, what do it come with? I just want to ask, because you black. Oh, it's definitely not.
Zero.
It's definitely not.
Because you're not real. You're not identifying yourself as.
And there you go. Because you're not presenting yourself as a nation state. This is why when you see the communities come in, like you see some of the Mexican Americans that come in. You see them come into the state. You see some of the Asians come into our community. You see all these different people who come in. They come in as a nation state. They come in with their nationality, and as a result, they able to get subsidization based off their national state or their nation state. They don't say, I want to exercise, orange rights because I'm a Mexican. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Huh? They don't do that. You won't see it. You cannot go over to Philly and go to Chinatown and see some yellow people sitting around, this is Yellowtown, what's up? And then, because of the complex condition that we have, we feel offended. We want to defend it because of the connotative meaning or the connotative linguistics of what the word black means. We want to hold on to it because it feels so good, it feels so empowering. Oh, the black God. Nah. You're not invoking anything, brother. You're reinforcing the mislabeling, the misbranding, and the misclassification that was going on for our people. That's all you're reinforcing, but because you haven't been taught what we're talking about, you don't know. You don't know. And so we opening up businesses, we doing all that, and it's a good thing. Those are positive things, and we're just not doing the positive light. So I'm gonna go into this real quick, but hold on one second, because I want y'all to understand that this is not me making up these words. It's not me in here just making it up, because I know we only got a short time, so I'm gonna be real quick.
I'm black and I'm proud have a whole different meaning to me now.
Yeah.
I'm just proud.
But why do you think? Why do you think that was being reinforced like that? Why do you think it was being?
I guess it's to reinforce that you don't have an identity.
There you go.
You're not.
It's a political.
I'm proud that I have an identity.
So let me say something. Just from what I'm receiving right here, right? If you, I always say the wrong things. If I say this, I'm a black man.